Tom Holland has been in the news a lot lately in terms of him and Zendaya's relationship being spotted out in public by paparazzi, and with the rumors surrounding a fourth installment of the Spider-Man franchise.
And now.
I love George Cottle so much. He is our stunt coordinator. He coordinated Spider-Man Homecoming and now Spider-Man Far From Home. And we trained for about 4 or 5 weeks and rehearsed all the stunts we had to do.
Great. Better.
With all the Spider-Man films that are out there, many people can debate on who done it better, but we wanted to take a look back at how all of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films were made. From his high school days in Homecoming to getting help from Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in No Way Home.
That shot where we all land on the crown is one of the hardest Spider-Man landings I've ever done, because the crown was just so uneven, and in the Spider-Man suit you can't see anything, and I was really trying to land in the most iconic Spider-Man pose.
First up, of course, is Spider-Man Homecoming, where a younger Peter returns from battling with the Avengers and is still being mentored by Tony Stark. Given Tom Holland's background with dancing and ballet and a little bit of gymnastics,
so basically, I sit in that car, and the stunt driver sits in that little cabin and zips around these streets at lightning speed, and it is terrifying. We crashed into the curb already, but it is so fun.
During the screen test, we can see that he had that natural flow that the creators were looking for in a person who was lightweight and flexible and basically could flip on demand, which Tom Holland has revealed in the past that he uses gymnastics every day.
He was doing flips and everything right there at the screen test.
One of the main reasons why I'm here is because I was trained in gymnastics and I use it every day.
We found out he had this great dance background and he had really gotten into gymnastics on his own as well.
But before we get into more of these moments, some trivia for you. How many villains were there in Spider-Man No Way Home? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
Greg and Luke, my stunt doubles, were a dream to work with because they pushed me to my limit, but in the safest way possible, and I really appreciate that I didn't break anything.
In the lineup of Phase 5 and 6 of the Marvel franchise, there were no titles with Spider-Man in it. However, that doesn't technically mean that another is impossible. It might just be that much of a secret. And we can't forget about the post-credit scene in No Way Home that couldn't paint a better picture that we will see something involving Venom and Spider-Man one way or another.
Give me the box.
With reports and leaks coming left and right about a Spider-Man 4 on the way, in other news, some are now saying that the potential film is going to get in the way of the new Thunderbolts film.
And the fact that they trust me to make that suggestion and then to perform it later is a real privilege. I really think we've benefited the movie by having me in the suit do the stunts and pull the suit off so you can see that I did it, and it's been so fun.
If Spider-Man 4's July 2024 release date winds up correct, it would present a major headache for another Marvel's forthcoming film, Thunderbolts.
One of the first days we were working together, he decided to enter the scene by jumping on a trampoline and doing a backflip and then landing right in front of me.
Beck?
That was incredible.
In the event Spider-Man 4 and Thunderbolts launches would clash, the smart money says Marvel would simply restructure its Phase 5 lineup to accommodate the former.
This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. My face feels so good. I don't know. I was not supposed to say that line, sorry.
Whether you're a student or a soldier, there's one thing that will always give you an edge: a hot lunch.
It's already had to do so twice this year due to Blade's production issues, as well as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and the Marvels swapping places as the former is further along in its development.
We did try and make sure that I could do as much as possible, which is really fun and really exciting.
Just give me one more, I promise it'll be the last one.
Action!
Look at the baby mountain goats!
Let's see any mountain goats.
You missed him.
And because Tom Holland had such athletic ability, the creators and stunt coordinators worked with Tom to kind of take advantage of that, especially during the scene where he was walking up the Washington Monument.
He actually did a lot of his own stunts, including a lot of the stuff on the side of the Washington Monument. We couldn't film at the real Washington Monument, but we built very impressive, very large chunks of the monument for filming.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
3, 2, 1, go!
The whole concept of the story has always grasped people's attention in terms of having two completely different lives, and we get to see what that was like behind the camera in creating that story.
Who are you? Where am I?
And going back to the stunt part of it, we get to see just how they were able to do the stunts in terms of what Tom Holland did versus what the computer did and how they pieced it all together.
The most amazing thing about this technology is that half of it can be me and half of it can be digital. So I could do the beginning of a move, and then where it becomes impossible for a human to do that, then the digital side can take over.
These are sensors that send the information to the cameras. It tracks the motion.
Moving on to Spiderman Far From Home, Tom Holland is of course a little bit older now, but still uses his athletic ability to the fullest.
It's crazy.
And you actually come flying in?
Yeah.
And Tom Holland explains how he felt working so closely with Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Nick Fury.
Tom Holland might have been a little bit intimidated by Sam Jackson, but he's a lovely guy.
My favorite sound effect. It is wonderful working with Sam, and he's a legend.
And lastly, we can talk about the best of all, No Way Home, which brought on all three live-action Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. When looking behind the camera, with this one, it really looked like Tobey and Andrew had a blast working with each other as they never have before.
It is weird staring at you for that long.
We also know that Benedict Cumberbatch starred in this one, and we get to see what it was like working with Doctor Strange again in this film and more of the stunts that Tom continued to do. In recent news, it has been circulating around that Tom Holland recently signed on for 6 more Marvel-related films. Now that could be he could make an appearance in one of the new Marvel Avengers films or fight alongside a new team.
He's the only person who he confides in to talk about being Spider-Man.
Can you spit venom? What's your favorite spider? Tarantula, Daddy Longlegs, Brown Recluse, Black Widow. Sorry.
Now there is no news of Benedict Cumberbatch making a return, but we can't rule that out just yet. Now we just wanted to point out that this is all just speculation at this point and nothing has been confirmed by Marvel or Sony just yet, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future.
When they called initially, I was like, finally. I just feel grateful. I got the call and I was really open immediately.
Wait. I love you guys. Come on. Okay, go from where? Go from before.
Peter 1, Peter 2,
Peter 2.
Peter 3.
Sure.
Okay.
The Avengers. What's that?
And Tom has revealed in the past during an interview after the premiere of the film that he wanted to take a break from being in the limelight away from Spider-Man and focus on himself and his new relationship and building a family.
Full credit to the set designers and all the crew that have just made it look incredible.
It's you trying to live 2 lives at once, and the longer you go on doing that, the more dangerous it becomes.
Wait, can't some people still know?
That's not quite how the spell works, and it's very difficult and dangerous to try and change it mid-casting.
But of course, we saw that he very likely could be returning to the big screen for something Marvel related, and the one reason I feel that way is because of what Sony and Marvel has already shown us, the post-credit scenes showing Venom and Spider-Man.
I run across these kind of poles that they would moor the boats to, and it basically required me to be on a high line that would run across the whole length of the poles, and then I would run across it.
We also got to see what the villains had to say about working on this film.
Gods don't choose, we take. You were like, oh shit. And that cackle. I was like, oh, I mean, that's real. You know, I forgot I was in the movie. I'm sitting there with my popcorn like, this motherfucker's good.
The action choreography was very important in this film with all of the wire work, and the creators explained just what they had to do in order to make all the movements realistic.
So we had 8 or 9 weeks of prep and rehearsal, and we put all of these fights together, and we tried to keep the tradition of what the fights and what the bad guys would normally focus on alive with that element, but also put our spin on it.
And when you look at scenes like this one and how exactly they have to angle the camera and put special sound effects in order to make a fight scene like this seem realistic, it really puts into perspective just how much of a team effort and how everyone has to be on the same page in order to create the film.
One of my favorite sequences in the whole movie. The Green Goblin is super strong, and he can take the abuse and the violence from Spidey. So that was a really interesting and exciting avenue for us to explore.
And in terms of our trivia question, there are 5 villains total in the film, including Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, and Lizard.
Action.
So what do you guys think about all these moments? What was your favorite Spider-Man film, and what do you think about a very possible Spider-Man 4? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.